protect it for the sake of future generations. Preface, read by Anne Druyan. On August 20th and September 5th, 1977, two extraordinary spacecraft called Voyager were launched to the stars. After what promises to be a detailed and thoroughly dramatic exploration of the outer solar system from Jupiter to Uranus between 1979 and 1986, these space vehicles will slowly leave the solar systems, emissaries of Earth to the realm of the stars. Affixed to each Voyager craft is a gold-coated copper phonograph record as a message to possible extraterrestrial civilizations that might encounter the spacecraft in some distant space and time. Each record contains 118 photographs of our planet, ourselves, and our civilization. Almost 90 minutes of the world's greatest music, an evolutionary audio essay on the sounds of Earth, and greetings in almost 60 human languages and one whale language, including salutations from the President of the United States and the Secretary General of the United Nations. This book is an account written by those chiefly responsible for the contents of the Voyager record, of why we did it, how we selected the repertoire, and precisely what the record contains. Carl Sagan, F.D. Drake, Anne Druyan, Timothy Ferris, John Lomberg, Linda Salzman Sagan. February 1978.
1. For Future Times and Beings by Carl Sagan. I had monuments made of bronze, lapis lazuli, alabaster, and white limestone, and inscriptions of baked clay. I deposited them in the foundations and left them for future times. Esarhaddon, king of Assyria, 7th century BC. In 1939, before my 5th birthday, my parents took me to the New York World's Fair. It exhibited wonders. Lightning was made to crackle blue and fearsome between two metal spheres. A sign read, "Hear light, see sound." And it turned out that, sure enough, such things were possible. There were buildings devoted to strange cultures and faraway lands of whose very existence I had been totally ignorant. The centerpiece of that World's Fair was the Trilon and Perisphere, a stately, tapering tower in a building-sized sphere in which was something called the World of Tomorrow. You walked on a high-railed ramp, and below you, in miniature, was an exquisitely detailed model of the future. Graceful aerial skyways filled with streamlined automobiles and happy citizens purposefully intent on some futuristic business, the nature of which was difficult to divine from the perspective of my limited experience and abbreviated stature. But one message was clearly communicated. There were other cultures, and there would be future times. The confidence in the future evinced by that World's Fair was dramatically illustrated by the time capsule, a chamber hermetically sealed, filled with newspapers, books, and artifacts of 1939, buried in Flushing meadows to be opened and revealed automatically in some distant epoch. Why? Because the future would be different from the present. Because those in the future would want to know about our time, as we are curious about our antecedents. Because there was something graceful and very human in the gesture, hands across the centuries, an embrace of our descendants and our posterity. There have been many time capsules both before and since. Esarhaddon, son of Sennacherib, was a mighty general and an able administrator, but he also had a conscious interest in presenting not just his military glory, but his entire civilization to the future, burying cuneiform inscriptions in the foundation stones of monuments and other buildings. Esarhaddon was king of Assyria, Babylonia, and Egypt. His military campaigns extended from the mountains of Armenia to the deserts of Arabia. For all that, his name is hardly a household word today, but his works have made a significant contribution to our knowledge of the Middle East in the 7th century BC. His son and successor, Assurbanipal,